Welcome, and thank you for joining for another whiskey review. Today, we're going to take a look at the Dair Ghaelach. This time, Dustin, we're going to go with the Kylebeg Wood Virgin Oak Series.
Kylebeg.
Kylebeg's free of me. I rehearsed that 4 or 5 times and still messed it up.
Hey.
Did my best.
Yeah.
Dustin, we did the Knockrath Forest not too long ago.
It's probably been over a year now, actually, Mike.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, and I always love these beautiful wooden boxes. Is this the one that we picked up here locally?
We picked it up locally. I mean, I'll tell you what, we got a kind of an imperfect box, but it's still gorgeous.
Yeah.
I love what they're doing. I tell you what, Midleton, everybody needs to follow their game on packaging if they can keep the prices reasonable.
Yeah, very, very nice packaging. I've always loved these bottles too. I love the thick glass on the bottom.
It's a nice aesthetic look. It's actually a better version of what Blue Run's trying to do with their Nike footballs.
Yeah, so Dustin, basically, what do? They get these super old trees, and they got a bunch of rings in them. And
so the story, oh man, so the story is they start off in ex-bourbon casks. They age them and it's a blend, but you're getting some 20-year-old whiskey. You're getting probably some 10. And part of the forest management they're doing, they're going in and they are cutting down these old world trees. To avoid fires and stuff. But very, very few of these trees, and I think it's every other year they do this. And I do need to find one piece of information here, Mike, because I can't remember for sure. And yep, there we go. So every year they cut down every other year it's about 8 trees that go in. So this is tree number 4. Each tree will impart some very different flavors. We got lucky last year. We got to try the Knockrath Forest. I think we got to try. We had the 4, and I believe we got to try a 6.
Yeah, we definitely did the 4.
I believe it was tree 6 that I think Jason from Ash and Drum brought over here. So we got to try them, and they were very different whiskeys. So,
they were. It was shocking how much different that one. Well, I mean, they cut down 6, 8 trees. I mean, they're in the same area, but one got more sunlight, and one had different things growing around it.
And that's the beauty of what they're doing here is they're showing off what old world oak does because they have bigger, more porous rings, so you're getting different flavors from that. But it's really cool. Again, this is done. Initially, the whole purpose of this was to be, protecting these trees, so you can't let things get too, tightly wound. So they have to cut down trees periodically, and so part of this is that forest management they're doing. And the beauty is they get to take advantage of that and provide us with this really cool experience that you probably would have to go and get a 60s or 70s distillate to taste something from an older tree like that. So, really cool.
What a blessing trees and wood are for us. I mean, as far as furniture and just everything else that it gives us in our society.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this smells great.
It really does. I haven't had this in a while, and man, just beautiful sweetness.
Beautiful sweetness, a lovely oak note. That at first I would probably describe it as subtle, but it's not subtle. It's just soft.
Yeah, we've had some bourbons today that we thought the oak was just unpleasant and offensive and bitter. This is just
spot on.
Beautiful.
Yeah, this is oak done right.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely pick up that bourbon barrel initially, where it's kind of just sweet, simple vanilla, but then you get this rich. I mean, it's hard to describe the oak note because it's different. It's bigger and yet gentle.
Yes, very gentle.
It's big yet gentle. It's not subtle, but it's big and gentle and bold.
It's very welcoming.
Yeah, you're smelling this and going, "Ooh, I want to know more."
Almost like sunshine oak.
We should note, Mike, yesterday was St. Patrick's Day, so we're a little late celebrating, guys, and obviously the video's not going to get up for a while, but this is kind of our St. Patrick's Day celebratory bottle here.
Not wearing green, but we're there in spirit.
Exactly. Again, that was yesterday.
Yeah, lovely spice on this one. The oak, creamy oak sweetness. It's just almost a vanilla run through that oak.
A little bit of red jam of some sort. Maybe a marmalade or something.
Yeah, something like a chutney or something. Yeah, I agree.
Very, very simple. It's a very simple, slightly jammy red kind of note.
Yeah, wisp of apple.
Yeah. Is it red apple or Granny Smith for you?
I was going to say a non-tart or a non-sweet green apple.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, green apples are kind of tart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take the tartness out of it.
I was thinking red apple because I was thinking of the tartness, but yeah, that might be a way to get there.
That soft green. I prefer green apples to red apples. It's just that sometimes they do get a little bit too tart.
Yeah.
Golden delicious apples. Try those sometimes.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're an expert on apples, you'd probably be better.
Shockingly,
I know nothing about apples in terms of the different types. I just know I try one, it's apple. That one, that's not what I think of apple.
golden delicious. I know apples.
Yeah, just... Now that I'm really kind of getting in there, Mike, I am getting a little bit of that spice from the pot still at the very end. It's very subtle. This is definitely not pot still forward. I definitely think the maturity of the whiskey, this has definitely got some old whiskey in it. I know some of the older trees had 30, almost 40-year-old whiskeys in them. I don't believe these more recent ones do, but there could be some really old whiskey in here because it's definitely giving me just a beautiful, gentle experience while doing so much bold stuff. I don't know how to say it. It's bold.
Good density to this whiskey. Beautiful oak, really nice spice. But when I say nice spice, for me, nice spice, so it's probably light to everybody else. Just golden flakes of spice. Lovely oak, almost perfect vanilla oak mixture. Almost like a little bit of golden syrup too, almost. Man, that texture on this whiskey is almost perfect.
You ever have honey buns?
Yeah.
Imagine if you took honey buns, somehow put like a honeycomb in it, like the crunchy honeycomb, and you brought the honey down and you put some vanilla on there.
Yeah, the vanilla's pretty prevalent. You're right, there is honey here too, but the vanilla's pretty prevalent. It's kind
but it's also like that sticky bun kind of thing going on there.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
It's not really that sugary, but yeah.
No, yeah, not that sugary, but it's got like those elements. If you bring down that, again, you put a honeycomb in there because if you ever had the honeycomb, they're not super sugary like the comb itself.
Golden syrup.
That's a good note. The oak comes in with a big wallop before the finish.
Yeah.
Kind of the end of the mid palate. When it kind of fades and goes into like again, that honeycomb, like dried out honey removed comb like thing.
This is a beautiful whiskey.
Man, I was a little disappointed when I first cracked this one, Mike. And that's why I've kind of just let it sit for... I mean, we bought this almost at least 6 months ago.
Yeah, we're in that place 10 minutes. Remember someone put the cart right by my car? Parked my car 40 spots from anyone else, and someone thought they'd be funny. Yeah, it's funny. Apparently they didn't see me walk in.
It was a solid 30 minutes of us looking at Mike's car to make sure there wasn't a dent. Not a scratch. I don't think that thing touched it. Literally, I think somebody brought it up as close as they could without even touching his paint. It was incredible.
Anyway.
Also got to say, I like the fact that they had rubber carts. I've never seen that before, Mike. And that is so good for a car.
Yeah, someone was messing with me.
Totally.
Anyway.
Which one of you did it? I know it was one of you.
I did not handle that well. All right, so...
Oh, man.
Yeah, this whiskey is incredibly inviting. The beautiful bourbon oak note, or I'll call it bourbon oak note because of that vanilla, interaction with it is just almost perfect, Dustin.
Yeah. And you made a really interesting and really good point, Mike. This is lower on the spice spectrum for Irish whiskeys.
Perfect for me.
So we didn't review it, and we're going to get to it probably next time we get together. We didn't get into that Barry Crockett. But Barry Crockett is another kind of Midleton, famous Irish whiskey. We had that as kind of our starter today just to kind of get our palates ready. And that's spicy. This is comparatively much lower on the spice because of that big, rich oak flavor.
Yeah, it's so dense.
Because that oak is kind of blocking it a little bit. It's kind of like saying, "Oh, spice, you're going to hold off here."
That oak is as thick as honey. It really is.
Beautiful, beautiful. Mike, we got to try a little bit of water in here because I got to see.
Yeah. I'm sorry, man. I kept. Forgive me. I kept going back to that. That is an extremely lovely whiskey.
It's an easy whiskey to just kind of forget what you're doing.
Yeah, good ABV. Did I mention the ABV before?
I don't know if we got there or not.
Yeah, 56%. So it's substantial.
These are cask strength, so you will see slight variation, tree to tree. Now I should say they're tree strength because that is the final cask maturation. It's not like it's full maturation in a single cask. Ooh, it kind of got toasted oak now.
I was going to say toasted. I was going to say toasted. Oh, excuse me, toast with honey on it.
Well, I was just getting ready to correct myself. I was waiting for you. It actually just smells like toast.
Yeah, again, toast with honey on it.
Like I'm thinking, like so.
I just made toast like yesterday. I mean, that's exactly what it smells like.
So growing up, Wheatberry Farms, honey. I guess I didn't even think of that. It was Honey Berry was the toast that my dad always bought every day to school. You know, I had that for my sandwich. I absolutely love that stuff. I didn't even think of the honey. No, like as soon as you said that, I'm like, wait a minute, that bread was Honey Berry, and that's exactly what it is. It's that Honey Berry toast.
Honey almost reminds me of like a really good Balvenie too. But I mean, like the density of this whiskey is more substantial than any Balvenie I've had that has had that note in it.
I almost want to pour this next to a Balvenie 15 single cask, the bourbon cask ones, because it's actually, now we've added water, really close.
Yeah, but richer, a lot more depth.
It's not as sweet as the Balvenie. Balvenie is a little more honey. This is drier, more oak.
I don't know. This was worth the money you paid for this. I don't know if it was worth getting a dent in my car, but since that didn't happen.
It's definitely not worth getting a dent in your car.
But this is pretty good. All right, Dustin, where are you as far as the whiskey score on this one?
Man, you're making me go first this time?
No, I'll go first.
All right. I'm just ready to go in front of the taste.
This whiskey does nothing wrong. There is nothing off-putting. There are so many things I like about this. The viscosity, the mouthfeel. This is another whiskey. Makes me feel pretty happy to drink it. It tastes like sunshine in a certain way. I'm going to go lower. I'm going to go 91 out of 100. But my enjoyment is 92 on this thing.
Wow, really?
That's strong. It's that good of a whiskey. It's where I rate an Irish whiskey this time.
So we're going to have to get you a bottle of this.
Well, what did I give the Redbreast 21? 91?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different whiskey.
Yeah. But like I said, we're going to have to get you a bottle of this because you don't have one of these in your collection. I think...
Really, 300?
Just under, yeah.
Yeah, it's something.
Yeah, I paid like $270, $280, I think, plus tax. So yeah, $300 out the door. I'm going to give it a 90, Mike. I just wasn't even thinking going that high, to be honest. I mean, this is just... To me, this is a perfect whiskey for a 90. Like, this is like... the Lafroig 25 cask strength of Irish whiskey, almost.
Man,
I just wish. Oh, I should have peed. I'm kidding.
I mean,
I'm just kidding. But it's like, the only thing I would say that kind of holds this back a little bit is some of the oak notes on the finish can sort of they miss slightly. But I love everything about this in general. I mean, I'm being ultra critical to not give it a 91.
This is a very well crafted whiskey. And it's doing 3 or 4 things I like quite a bit, and absolutely nothing is off-putting with this.
The level of refinement that they're getting while using this NAS age statement. I know there's old whiskey in here, but they're using NAS statements. They're using these old world heavy oak casks. And the fact that they're still getting this incredible refinement just blows me away.
I can tell this was porous wood, and this is why. It's almost like fried ice cream. The fried ice cream's good, but once you eat all the edge off, it's just ice cream, right? But when the wood's super porous, and I've had this with other whiskeys before, traditionally French oak whiskeys in the past.
Yeah.
When the wood's more porous, it just feels like it's a deeper penetration of flavor. It feels like, to stay along with the fried ice cream theory, that it was just multiple layers of fried ice cream, almost like a Russian doll, built on top of each other, where just you kept hitting another layer of, the fried sugar, on top of it, to where, some whiskeys, they're only surface deep, they're only skin deep as far as, what their cask maturation is. This is incredibly thorough and penetrating through the entire experience. You can pick it up. You can pick it up in the viscosity. You can pick it up in the density of the vanilla oak note in this. And again, we've had different ABVs. It's not about ABV or anything else like that. It is purely density of the viscosity of the whiskey and of the flavor. This is a deep, rich vanilla.
So I got 2 things before we end this one, Mike. You really kind of brought out why I think this does so well not being in French oak, and why people who love French oak love this, because pot still is so inherently spicy. Right?
It's already there.
You don't need French oak spice.
It's already there.
It's incredible that these old world casks don't do that spice, but they do that beautiful, dense oak that only really you don't get outside of maybe Mizunura and French oak.
Yeah.
Those are kind of the 2 that do it.
Yeah, I mean, it comes off very French oak.
And number 2, you've convinced me, 91.
I told you my love of it was
the thing is
92.
The thing is, I just in my head I didn't think, I was thinking 89, 90 just because that's where I thought it should be in that range as I was going through it.
I mean, look at the sum of the parts here.
But I think the more I go back to it, it's a 91. And as you noted, there's just nothing at all wrong with this whiskey.
Oh, no.
And it does a couple things that are unique.
But if I'm saying I enjoy the spice notes and the spice notes are right for me and not too much,
You're not a spice fan.
Right. For most people, that's probably too light a spice. Is that really the worst thing in the world?
Oh man, the vanilla note on here with the oak,
Almost perfect.
It's so unique. It is perfect.
Almost perfect.
If you're somebody who's sitting here going, I like vanilla and oak on the nose, and I just want that to be like this,
and you want this little
flawless overcoat,
a little bit of honey as a companion.
And just that slightest subtle hint of like a red jam, like, oh man,
chutney, peachy chutney.
Dude, I love this whiskey. I'm gonna try to get at least one of these every time they come out. If they were easier to get, I'd probably get 2. I'd love to get 2 trees every year at least.
What a great concept! What a great concept to do something different with whiskey. I was appreciative of Knockrath Forest, and I tell you what,
yeah,
Kylebeg Woods.
And I hear if you can get some of the older ones, like the older tree series, or forest series, I should say, Hunt. There's a few that are supposed to be like make these look like nothing.
Really?
Yeah. Man. Yeah, 91.
Yep, that's right as far as the whiskey score. If you guys had a chance to try this one, we'd love to know what you guys think. Dustin, until next time.
Happy old world drinking.
What do we wish the folks? You jumped ahead of me. It's fine. It happens. We'll see you next time.